And this is Answers Partyline today for your Wednesday, January 28th, 2015. Another cloudy type of day today. 30 is our current temp. Answers Partyline brought to you by CHI Albany Area Health, Wimmer Opticians of St. Cloud, Atlas Chiropractic Wade Park, and the offices of the Central Minnesota Credit Union. In studio with me, Dave Rose, District Conservationist with the Natural Resources Conservation Service. NRCS, that stands for. Dennis Fuchs as well.
Meow.
Thank you. Administrator with the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District, SWCD. It's the cat man in the... What's your nickname, Dave?
Dave.
Do you have a... Dave's not here.
Dave's not here,
Dave's
man.
not here, man. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning, Brad.
What's the latest and the greatest?
Well, geez, there's
The
this.
snow's disappearing, but boy, the East Coast is getting lots.
Yeah, those poor people over there.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Everybody always figures that we're getting that kind of crap, and not this time.
People are vacationing here in Minnesota now
I
for the
know.
winter.
Go figure.
Yeah, there you go.
And Canadians go south. They come here.
All right. We do have the Midwest Soil Health Summit coming up, and that's going to be February 18 and 19. Now, that's through the Sustainable Farmers Network Association that they're actually coordinating this event. But we had some staff there last year, and they said it was a fantastic event. And they've got Gabe Brown. He's a farmer from Burleigh County. That's kind of in that Bismarck, North Dakota area toward the west side. And this is at the Arrowwood Resort, Alec, Minnesota. And if you're interested to learn more about soil health, especially if you got some grazing opportunities and you got livestock and you want to check out grazing and soil health, this is a fantastic opportunity. And here's what they say. The summit will convene some of the most innovative farmers and researchers in the upper Midwest for 2 days of networking, speakers, and panel discussions, all geared to improving the health of your soil.
You sound like that Motel 6 guy.
And we'll leave the light on.
That's your radio voice there, right?
That's good, yeah.
And it goes on to say the keynote speaker, Gabe Brown of Brown's Ranch in Burleigh County, North Dakota, is a pioneer and diverse. I'll get that out.
Do the voice again to help you.
Diverse cover cropping. Having used no-till techniques for 2 decades, his family ranch encompasses 5,400 acres, all managed sustainably. There, I got it.
Sustainability. Thank you.
No.
Sustainably. Oh, excuse me, Dave. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, English teacher.
I was confused, too.
Okay,
I grew up around that Spring Hill Lake Henry area. These are some big words for me. Oh, did I just pick on everybody for where I grew up? Well,
No,
sorry
you're
about
picking
that.
on yourself.
Okay. And with the goal of building ideal soil health conditions. So he's going to talk about what he's done on his 5,400 acres. And they also got Dr. Alan Williams. He's done a lot of grass-fed beef trying to figure out where he's from. Is he also from North Dakota? Well, he's with the grass-fed beef chairman of the
Somewhere
association.
in the United States, I think.
Yeah. Somewhere. Well, and then they got several other speakers, too. They got another farmer from Burleigh County, another research microbiologist with USDA ARS, and a couple of folks from USDA ARS talking about the biology of your soil. And then they also have Ian Cunningham, a cow-calf producer from southwest Minnesota, and also the president of the Minnesota Association of Soil Water Conservation Districts.
So recap this event one more time.
Okay, Midwest Soil Health Summit, February 18-19, and that's at Arrowwood Resort, Alexandria, Minnesota. And if you're interested in going, it's $125 for SFA, that's the Sustainable Farming Association members, and $175 for non-members. And you can register online at sfa-mn.org, or you can just Google Midwest Soil Health Summit.
What's that money going to give me when I pay to go see this event? Am I going to get some food or anything?
Yeah, they're going to have lunch provided, and I don't have that on the sheet here, but you do get lunch, and you also get all the materials that is presented by the speakers.
Yeah, and each of these speakers is very well regarded in the soil health arena. This is good stuff, and of course highlighted by Gabe Brown, who's a pioneer in being very innovative for soil health.
Mm-hmm. Midwest Soil Health Summit, February 18-19. What days of the week is that? I didn't put that on the...
18. That is a Wednesday and a Thursday.
Wednesday and a Thursday.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's one of the things we got going on. We also have our Stearns County chapter of Pheasants Forever, their 32nd annual banquet. That's going to be Saturday, March 7th. And here again, if you're interested in this, just Google Stearns County Pheasants Forever, and it'll pop up. But this is a great opportunity to promote habitat for wildlife, and the Stearns County chapter of Pheasants Forever is very sensitive to maintaining highly productive cropland in cropland, and then only using the marginal areas for wildlife habitat. At the Pheasant Summit that was talked about here, was that last month? Governor Dayton got together, and then at the DNR roundtable last week, he said we need to have the buffers. And our chapter is very sensitive about if this is going to be a requirement that farmers have buffers on DNR protected streams that they're compensated for their property, or there's property tax reduction or something like that, because we have a Farm Bill biologist, Pheasants Forever employee in our office, and all of the habitat that we do through our office is through voluntary participation with the landowner. And our chapter is a little bit concerned that there may be folks out there that thought Pheasants Forever was pushing to have all these buffers pushed. They'd like to see it, but they want it done in a way that's reasonable and that will continue to provide both wildlife, water quality, habitat benefits, but make sure that the landowner is compensated with the understanding that they got bills to pay, kids to send to college, and health insurance to pay just like everybody else.
Voluntary.
So if you're interested, that's March 7th. I'll be there. We'll be recognizing our outstanding conservationists, Kevin and Janet Lahr, and their parents near, I should say, south of Sauk Center. And they'll be at the event, and they'll be recognized. There'll be a great opportunity to say hello to those folks, along with a ton of other supporters of Habitat in Stearns County. So once again, that's Saturday, March 7th. Doors open at 5:30 p.m., and the banquet starts at 7:30 p.m., and we're usually out of there by 10:30.
Okay, 40 seconds, and then I got to go to the news. So what can we cover in 40 seconds?
40 seconds.
40 seconds.
No pressure or anything.
Yeah. Ready to go. How about a teaser?
Oh, sure.
How
please,
about a teaser?
Please, Dave.
We're going to talk about the Regional Conservation Partnership Program.
Okay.
There was an announcement.
New program.
That's right. We're going to talk about the Conservation Stewardship Program.
Okay.
There's an announcement there. So,
And if people have questions, we can
absolutely
answer any question out there.
We always talk about the EQIP, the Environmental Quality Incentives Program.
Equip.
So we are going to touch on that too.
And we'd like to answer some phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
320-845-2184 or 1-800-950-2148. I'll give those numbers again. 320-845-2184 or 1-800-950-2148. Clouds, 30 degrees. It's news time. It's 9:30. KASM Albany, 1150 in Albany, and Minnesota News Network, KASM Radio. Midwest Machinery brought you your market update, Minnesota Farm Network, KASM Radio. It's Answers Partyline. We continue. We've got from the NRCS, Dave Rose, SWCD, Dennis Fuchs, as we continue our conversation. If you have questions for either of our gentlemen today, the numbers to call, 320-845-2184 or 1-800-950-2148, 1-800-950-2148. Dave, you teased us before the break with the partnership program you had said.
Yes. The Farm Bill that was passed last year established the Regional Conservation Partnership Program, which allows local entities, groups, whatnot, to put together a program for with local sponsorship to do conservation in a more localized, targeted type of fashion. So in Minnesota, we were actually approved for 3 of them, and the one that affects us in Stearns County, we've sort of been doing a little bit of it already. So the name of it, and it's a nice long one, Minnesota Agricultural Water Quality Certification Program National Demonstration Project. How's that?
That's long.
It is long. So basically, the shorthand is the Certainty Program. And here in Stearns County on the Sauk River, we've been part of one of the pilot watersheds. There were 4 pilot watersheds around the state, and we have one of them. We've been actually quite successful in getting it off the ground here. And now with the approval of this RCPP project, it takes the Certainty Program statewide, which locally for our county means that now we can cover everybody in the county with who might be interested in this type of thing.
And this is a program that Mark Lefebvre has been coordinating in our office, and we got about 10 folks that are certified or just about ready to get certified, and about 50 farmers on the list that want to learn more about it. And that was just for the Middle Sauk pilot area. But what I would say to farmers that are in Stearns County interested in participating is to come into our office and talk to Mark about getting on the list. And when they do take this program countywide, statewide, that we'll be ready to move forward with you. And what makes this kind of unique is that the USDA has set aside some special funds for the farmers that participate in this program to get certified.
Right.
And the state of Minnesota has also put some funds toward this to help get people certified. So let's say we go out and visit your farm, take a look at a couple of your fields, and we identify a gully on one, and that needs to get corrected before you can be certified for the water quality certification program. There would be both federal and state funds available to help you solve that problem. And we can provide the technical assistance in designing a grass waterway, water and sediment basin, terraces, whatever the practice is. Or if you want to just modify your management strategies and leave more crop residue and use cover crops or, perennial crop rotation or something like that, we can work with you in that way too. And a lot of times there's incentives through the Environmental Quality Incentive Program that Dave administers through NRCS that is available for you to help implement those changes.
Right. So the best part about this program, and which is what we've been talking about since we started up as a pilot, is that it gives producers an opportunity to get a 10-year certification from the state of Minnesota, which means that they have regulatory certainty that they will be in compliance with any new state water quality laws and rules that take effect during the certification period, which is 10 years.
Right.
So it has a lot of positive. If you get certified today, for instance, and a new law that maybe tightens down the restrictions occurs next year or the year after, you're living by today's rules, not what the new one.
You're locked in.
That's right. You're locked in, so you don't have to adjust to the new ones for the life of that 10-year period.
What Mark is finding out and visiting with a lot of the farmers is that is not a super huge driver for participation. A lot of farmers just want to find out how well is my operation performing. Right. But
I think that says a lot about producers in Stearns County, that a significant percentage of our producers are very concerned about doing the right thing and taking care of the land that provides their livelihood.
Yeah, exactly. There's a tool that we run on each field and each crop on that field. It's called the Water Quality Ag Index tool, and that gives you a score from 0 to 10, and in order to be certified, you have to score at least a 8.5 for every crop on every field. And there's certain things that you need to do. You got to have pest management. You've got to do a good job of water quality and nutrients and a few other factors. And that tool will give you a score of 8.5 or higher if you're certified. And what a lot of farmers are finding out is they love this tool because it's like a speedometer. You know what the speed limit is. You need 8.5 or better to actually be protecting Minnesota resources. Now, this is an index, and there's more research going into that 8.5 number, if that's adequate or not. But they set the bar pretty high, and a lot of our good producers are actually tweaking some of their management to get certified. So they're doing a couple extra things to get certified, and some folks are implementing filter strips, some are doing cover crops, some are doing a little different crop residue management. Some folks are actually working with a certified crop advisor to help manage the nutrients that are applied for their crop production so that they follow University of Minnesota guidelines just a little bit closer. So there is a lot of things that farmers can do to help fine-tune their operation, and we're excited because a lot of farmers are fine-tuning their operation and doing a better job, making them more efficient and making a little more money.
And the best part about this announcement is that while we're not technically taking applications, in other words, the announcement says that we've been approved for it in the state, but yet they're still working out some of the details on when are we actually rolling it out. It might actually get rolled out in the next fiscal year.
Next year.
Which starts October 1st. However, it gives us a leg up. So for folks who are interested, they really should be talking to our office, talk to Mark, and get on that list so we can start working with you and to build towards when this is actually available that we can be doing contracts. We're ready to go. You're ready to go.
Yeah. And what we like about it is we're working with farmers that really are motivated to see how well they're doing. And a lot of the farmers are doing a doggone good job. And that's, like Dave said earlier, we got in Stearns County especially, it just seems like we got a lot of good farmers here that are trying to do the best they can to protect our resources. And we're excited about the program. It's going to bring in some additional dollars for farmers that want to do the grass, waterways, water and sediment basins. Even if you got a animal waste management system where you got feedlot runoff from your livestock hanging out too close to the barn and a rainfall event happens and the manure slips into the ditch, well, we got a program for that, and this new program will help fund it too. So we can bring additional dollars to Stearns County to help solve our resource concerns.
So even though the funding won't be available until the probably next fiscal year, you can have a plan in place ready to go.
Right. It could be available sooner, but I would suspect, I predict for sure next year, and we may have it available sooner. But the point being is that folks need to get the jump on it, and if they are interested, get on the list so we can start working with you, working on the planning for what is it you really need.
Right, exactly. The other thing is if we have our ducks in a row and the other counties are not quite as ducks in a row ready, we will be able to bring these dollars here to Stearns County a lot easier because there just wasn't as many farmers out there ready to roll. So we want to get our farmers ready for the program. And like Dave said, just contact our office and we'll get you on the list, and if it isn't right away, because Mark still has about 50 folks on the list that he's working with to getting to, and just a lot of interest out there, which is awesome. But we might even see additional NRCS support technically on the program because it is getting funded.
Right.
So first come, first serve kind of it is, because it sounds like there's a little bit of an urgency. You're kind of not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
We just want to be ready.
Okay.
We just and when farmers get busy in the spring and summer and fall, it's hard to get them in the office as easily as now.
Yeah, now is a good time for folks to be visiting with us and working on some of the planning that it has to take place before we can ever do any funding. So, the planning is a critical aspect. And just as a reminder, too, it's not when we work with folks, we're not going to tell you what you have to do. It's your plan. It's the farmer's plan. We're going to work it's a cooperative effort here. Let's figure out what are the issues together, and we'll figure out various alternatives that can be addressed, and the producer is still driving that bus.
A lot of the folks that are participating in the Conservation Stewardship Program probably got the leg up on some of this water quality certification because they're doing some enhancements already to do a better job, and they just might have to do just a few minor things in order to be certified through the water quality certification program.
Right. I know some of the discussions, there has been some discussion over the past few years about, the question is, are farmers doing a good job? And that's a question that, and in a rural area we may hear that question, but you definitely hear that in urban areas. They'd like to know farmers are doing a good job.
Right.
And so this program with this certainty, being certified that they're doing a great job for water quality is a very positive image to put forth for agriculture. And we have a great opportunity here in Stearns County. We've been doing a great job, and we've been we know we work with a lot of folks that are doing a really good job, and this is a great opportunity to recognize that too.
And speaking of that, there's some companies out there that really recognize the value of this program too. Golden Plump, G&P, is another company that is, and I'm not sure how they're going to approach this now. In the pilot area, they're providing a $5 an acre incentive for the corn soybean acres for folks that get certified. So that is something that I'm not sure if they're going to roll it out tri-county-wide, Benton, Morrison, Stearns, when it goes statewide, because most of the chicken poultry production is right in those three counties, or if they're going to stay in the pilot area. That's something we'll have to visit with Paul Helgeson, their sustainability director, and get some additional information. The other thing is that Third Street Brewery in Cold Spring has also been a supporter and partner on this program, and they're providing a 6-pack of beer, of not just any beer, but Rise to the Top, because these producers are rising to the top to make sure they're protecting our resource. And the wellhead protection area for the city of Cold Spring is in the pilot area. And so the cleaner we keep their water, the better their beer tastes. And
it's hard to argue with.
Yeah, it is pretty doggone good beer.
No, that's motivation right there. That is motivation.
But, yeah, so we've been distributing 6-packs of beer to the folks that have been certified. And I'm not sure what their plan is if it goes countywide, if they'd like to, encourage. And it's a small token of their appreciation of farmers doing it. But I think it's neat because Third Street Brew has also done other things like with St. John's University and their maple syrup that they produce, creating another beer called Sugar Shack. They've done stuff with Muggsy Lauer, and he's a coffee roaster in the St. Cloud area. Now they got Cool Beans as another beer. And we figure Rise to the Top, just a good beer to have for farmers getting certified in the water quality certification program.
Although we don't have the 6-packs at our office, just so you know.
Because they're all gone already.
Gotta make sure I cover that base.
Oh, never mind.
we leave them here at the KASM radio.
Yeah, get me in trouble. Get us in trouble, sure. Okay.
Yeah, we do what we can.
What else you got going on there?
All right. We did have an announcement, too, that the Conservation Stewardship Program, we are accepting applications. While this is a continuous application period, the announcement just kind of raises the awareness that for folks who are interested in the CSP, that now is a great time to be applying for the program. We can start working with you and getting together a good application, do the planning that needs to be done to move towards a potential funding of a contract.
Okay.
We've done quite well in this county for CSP, and we'd like to continue that. Which, as we've mentioned before, we have a really good group of producers in this county that are doing good work. So that's why CSP has been successful here. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. We've got a lot of people who could certainly take advantage of this program. And, now's the time to be looking into it.
And the sign-up dates have not been
We
announced.
haven't got any dates that have been scheduled yet for where we're going to take the applications we've received and start processing to be funded. But those dates will be announced sometime soon, so I would suggest that folks who are interested in the program, now would be the time to get the information, get an application in if they're interested, so they can take part.
And then as far as the details on the Conservation Stewardship Program, as far as enhancements, what a farmer needs to do, is a lot of that information now available through NRCS?
Yeah, there's information on our website, and I don't have the website handy, but you can Google NRCS Minnesota, and you can certainly get our website. And there's information there about the programs. And by all means, if you just got questions, you can contact us at our office and the phone number, 320-251-7800, extension 3.
All right. Hey, I just want to visit with the listeners, too. We had our day at the Capitol yesterday. Supervisors from throughout the state of Minnesota show up at St. Paul and visit with the legislators about some of our initiatives. And for the Stearns County SWCD, we had myself and the chair of the board, Chuck Uphoff, and Supervisor Dave Brinkman down there visiting with our legislators. And we had appointments with 10 of our legislators, which are located in central Minnesota. That included Representative Paul Anderson, Tama Tice, Michelle Fishbach, Tim O'Driscoll, Newberger. He's in Becker, and we have the Anoka Sand Plains, so that's one of the reasons why we visit him. Senator John Peterson, Senator Tori Westrom, Representative Howe, Representative Jim Knobloch, and then Representative Torkelson, who's chair of one of the environmental committees, and that is a very powerful type of position to hold, to be chair of a committee. That was held by the DFL, Wagenius, who is a urban person, and Torkelson's a farmer from St. James, southern Minnesota. And so there's a lot of maneuvering going on down there. The Governor Dayton announced his budget plan for this next year. And, of course, the House, which is Republican-led, they poo-pooed most of the thoughts. In the Senate, they've got their own ideas, too. The lead of the Senate doesn't always agree with, even though he's DFL, he doesn't always agree with the strategies presented by the governor, who's also DFL. So a tremendous amount of gamemanship going on down there. And we also talked about the buffer requirement. And most of the folks here thought it was good to talk about it and figure out exactly how we're going to move forward with any type of buffer requirement on DNR protected streams. And I just know in our office that some of the work, and I should mention, as part of the water quality certification program, you have to be in compliance with existing rules. And one of them is the shoreline ordinance administered by Stearns County Environmental Services that says you need a 50-foot buffer on DNR protected waters or streams. And what we're finding out is that these DNR protected, there's a layer we can call up on our mapping software, our Geographic Information System, GIS. And what we're finding out is the information is off. They had blue lines that shows us a blue line if it needs to be protected, going right through a person's field and ending at fence lines and not going on to the neighboring field. So there's just a tremendous amount of work that needs to be done on correcting those layers before we even think about moving forward with some type of buffer program. And that needs to happen. And so I think talking about it is good. I think Governor Dayton threw it out there, and it's got everybody talking about it. So that's a good thing. And we also talked about there's other things that farmers can be doing. One is the resolution that our board passed, the Forever Green Initiative, where we're looking at more opportunities for farmers to put out perennial crops and even winter annuals like pennycress in between a corn-soybean rotation. So you plant it after you harvest your soybean, and you harvest it before you come in with your corn, or vice versa, and it gives you another crop to generate income. And the University of Minnesota has got a program that they're working on. Don Weiss is the leader of it, and they got $1 million in funding last year, but that was through our Clean Water Fund, which I think should be saved for farmers and landowners that want to implement conservation practices on their land, and that the $1 million should be coming from the general fund for what the University of Minnesota is trying to do with modifying planting landscapes across the rural areas of Minnesota. Because it's more than water quality. As we start looking for food, fiber, and fuel that farmers can produce, that's going to change the whole rural landscape and hopefully improve rural economies. So that's another thing that we talked about. A lot of talk about taxing authority. SWCDs do not have taxing authority. Watershed districts do. Watershed districts have an appointed board, and the SWCDs have elected supervisors. So there's just some difference there. And with Republicans in charge of the House, any new tax increases was pretty much a no-starter. Nobody wanted to really talk too much about it. One of the folks that we visited with felt that if something like that would happen, they would like to have the local county commissioners have the ability to do that instead of having the state mandate that, so there's some discussion about that. We in Stearns County have an excellent working relationship with our county commissioners, which has allowed us to deliver tremendous amount of technical and financial assistance to our landowners with our partners, NRCS and the watershed districts. So it really has been a valuable partnership. But you move out of Stearns County into some other counties, the ability to assist landowners with resource concerns or things identified in a massive watershed restoration and protection strategy, they call it RAPS, there just isn't anybody there to help move forward with technical assistance. And there isn't a lot of people out there doing grass waterways and water and sediment basins. Nutrient management planning, we do lean on our crop advisors a lot. Our certified crop advisors provide a tremendous information source for our farmers to do good nutrient management. But that's about, I should probably wrap it up here, huh?
Well, we got one quick question here before we go from a listener. Listener would like to know, where could someone get some milkweed seed to plant on Lakeshore? They want to help bring back the monarch butterflies, it says. Oh. Interesting question.
I would Google native plant seed, and you'll come. There's various places in Minnesota that sell native plant seed, and the milkweed is one of the products that, along with bee balm and and
there's a bunch.
Black-eyed Susan. There's a ton of pollinator-friendly plants that are out there, and these folks do have the seed or plugs, plants that have already been started that you just plug them into your soil, and they'll take off. And I'm trying to think, is prairie restoration, there's a
variety of companies that you can hire to do it for you. But I think Dennis is right. There are quite a few seed producers, and you can certainly look them up on the internet
and if you want to give our office a call, you can talk to any one of our staff there, Jason, Selvog, Greg Berg. Telephone number 251-7800, extension 3.
And you're right by what used to be Kmart.
Yeah, it used to be Kmart. Pizza Ranch is still there.
Pizza Ranch is still there.
Yeah, the Marketplace Mall. Stop on by and say hello.
All right. Dave Rose, Dennis Fuchs, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
It is 10:01. We'll be right back. News coming up.